You know that when a price tag is being attached to a product, that act does not amount to an offer from the seller to the buyer. It becomes an offer when the buyer sees a product of his interest and picks up that product, goes to the cashier to make payments. Then an offer has been made. Hello everybody, compliment of the season, happy new year. You're most welcome to Let's Clarita with Anita. If you're new on this channel, my name is Anita and I simplify Lego concepts and Lego issues to the barest minimum. Alright, so kindly like, subscribe and get updated on videos like this. Today we'll be treating offer and invitation to treat, which is a very important contract law topic. So I'll be simplifying what offer is and what an invitation to treat is, as well as distinguishing it, because so many students find it so confusing. But you don't have to be confused, not at all, not with Let's Clarita with Anita. That is my work, to simplify it to the barest minimum. So without wasting much of our time, let's get right into the video.
What is an offer? An offer is an act or expression made by a party indicating or communicating his willingness to enter into a contract with another party with the intention to be bound by the terms of the contract. Thus, an offer includes a statement communicated with intention, a definite proposal with terms, a binding effect once accepted by the other party. It is important to take note of the component of an offer, which is a statement communicated with intention, a definite proposal by the offeror, and a binding effect on the other party. It is important to know that the party who makes an offer is called the offeror, and the accepting party is called the offeree. In the case of Benue Cement PLC versus Sky Inspection Nigeria Limited, defined an offer simply as an express or implied act made by a person, group of persons, or an agent on behalf of the principal, indicating willingness to be bound by a contract with another person on certain terms or terms capable of being rendered certain. It is important to note that an offer could be made expressly, which is in writing or by words. It could also be made impliedly, which is actually by our conduct or by our actions. Also, an offer could be made by a person, a group of persons, or an agent. All those people are termed as offeror because they have the capacity to create an offer or to make an offer either. Furthermore, an offer could be made to a person, a specified group of persons, or to the whole world. However, a contract comes into existence between the offeror and the person responding to the offer or accepting the offer. This point is super important for us to take note because it explains what offer does and how it comes into existence. So when a person who is known as the offeror makes an offer to another person or to the whole world, as the case may be, a contract comes into existence when the other person agrees and accepts the terms of the offer. What is an offer made to the whole world? An offer made to the whole world is an offer made by a person to no one in particular. Alright, so when Mr. A makes a public offer to nobody in particular, but anyone who seems interested in the terms which he offers to the table. Thus, if a person gets interested in such term and agrees, he becomes the offeree. This is seen in the case of Kali versus Carbolic Small Ball. It's a very popular case that every contract law student should be very much familiar with. Next is invitation to treat. This could be referred to as an invitation to negotiate or invitation seeking off. Thus, An invitation to treat is a preliminary step or an invitation by a party to another party or the public to make an offer. We could say that an invitation to treat means an invitation to offers. Now let's discuss the difference between invitation to treat and offer. 1. An offer is a definite promise to be bound on specific terms once accepted, but an invitation to treat is an invitation to others to make an offer. 2. Acceptance creates a binding contract for an offer, but in an invitation to treat, acceptance does not create a contract, it leads to an offer. This means that once an offer is created, the next thing to be done is acceptance or rejection. But in invitation to treat, once a party gets interested, he makes the offer, and there is nothing like acceptance until after the offer has been made. 3. In an offer, there is a clear intention to be legally bound, but in an invitation to treat, it shows the willingness to negotiate, not to be bound. 4. In an offer, the party proposing the terms makes the offer, but in an invitation to treat, the party invites others to make offers. Progressively, let's look at instances of invitation to treat. Number 1, we have auction sales. When an auctioneer makes a request for a bid, such is known as an invitation to treat, but a party who responds to the request made by the auctioneer is one making the offer, while the auctioneer accepts by the fall of the hammer. This is seen in the case of British Law Auction Limited versus Wright. Secondly, display of goods for sale. The general principle is that when goods are displayed on a shelf for sale, such a display is not an offer but an invitation to treat. It is the customer who makes the offer when he picks a good and presents it at the cash desk. The seller may accept or reject the offer. This means that when you go to a supermarket and you see a good or a product displayed on a shelf, that does not represent an offer by the seller to the buyer. But when the buyer goes ahead to present the good to the cashier with an intention to buy that product, he then becomes the offeror, thereby making an offer to the seller to buy the product. Now, the seller has the discretion to either accept or reject the offer made by the buyer. Thirdly, we have catalogs, newspapers, and other advertisements. These are invitations to treat and not offers. Thus, articles or products displayed on catalogs, newspapers, or advertisements are invitation to treat and not offers. So any person who gets interested in any of these things becomes the offeror. Fourthly, tenders. When suppliers, builders, tradesmen are requested to state the minimum price for which they can supply certain goods or do certain jobs, such is an invitation to treat. A supplier or builder or tradesman who responds to such requests makes the offer, thereby becoming the offeror.
So guys, if you found this video quite insightful and educative, kindly like, subscribe and share to your friends and family. Until we see you again,